Welcome. What's good? I went to see a friend last week and they told me they would like to see a breakdown on one of the songs. They would like to know the meaning behind the lyrics, the meaning behind the creation of one of the songs. And I thought, you know what, I can do that. I can trial it out, and if it goes down well, then maybe more of you have songs that you want to hear a breakdown about. Maybe more of you would like an explanation on the inspiration behind some of these songs that we put out this year. So I thought I'd try it. The song my friend requested was Week 7, Sorry That I Left You, produced by Juxta. Surprise. Lyrics by me. Surprise. But if you've been following the weeklies, I think you're more likely to know Week 7 than any of the others, just because I think it was the first video that we actually did an edit on. It was the first video that wasn't just filmed on my phone and uploaded straight away. And also it's the first and the only video so far that we've done a proper music video for. So if you've seen the proper music video, that's not just me in here, then that's the song. Week 7, it's on the channel, it's easy to find. If you haven't checked it, go and check it after this or before it, whatever you like. But okay, so that song, it's not about what people think it's about actually, and it's not far off, but the thing is, it sounds like it's about a romantic relationship, and that's what everyone thinks it is. Everyone thinks it's about a girlfriend I had, and it's not. It is about a relationship, but not a romantic relationship, okay? If you've seen the video, big up K Steels and Tamer for sorting that out. The video, I was going to try and play the video side by side with this, but to be honest, the story told in the video is not really the story that's told in the lyrics, so I won't break down the video. I'm just going to talk you through what it's about. If you're interested in the video, then tell me or get at K Steels, and maybe that's something you can do if you're really interested. Anyway, this song though, the writing of it is in the old pad. So the pad I started the year with, it's only 3 pages, 3 A5 pages, 1, 2 and 3. That's the whole song. That's the whole Week 7 song. Sorry That I Left You. Now, so like, it is about one person, but in many cases where I write about an individual, sometimes that individual can splice with another 1 or 2 or even 3 people sometimes, just generally where there are similar emotions connected, which just kind of gives you a broader, I can say it gives me, you know, a broader field to draw from, if you will. I mean, because the song is about leaving, loss, missing somebody, leaving a place. So there are a few people who I can connect that emotion to, but it's mainly about one individual. There are lines that are connected to other people, but it is about one individual, my friend, one of my best friends when I was in China, who drove me to the airport on the day I left. And on that day, it was a panic because we were living in the middle of the lockdown. I'd got up in the morning, I'd done my acid test, I'd gone back to my apartment, and then there was talk in my community of new cases, and it looked like we were going to get locked down again. So I was worried because, you know, my visa was about to expire and I had a flight booked out of the country, well, to another part of China. Then I had to spend the night and then go out of the country again because there was so many cases popping off all over the country and people were getting locked down that I had to be selective with my route. I had to change the original route because where I'd planned to go through was a bit too, not dangerous, but, well, dangerous in the way that I could have got locked down, I would have had to quarantine, and I would have missed my flights, and my visa would have expired, which is bad. You don't want that. So yeah, that's the basic situation. On that morning, I woke up and they're talking about new cases, so I panicked, and my landlord was on their way. As soon as they came, they checked the apartment, I gave them the key, and I left, I got out, and I left the community as soon as I could because I was scared of getting locked inside. My friend picked me up, drove me to the airport. I'd asked her to do it, and I'd hoped that she'd be the one to do it because I knew it was going to be her. It was going to be hardest to say goodbye to. Like one of my best friends for years out there. Like we started hanging out because she wanted to practice her English, and it was good for me to be, you know, in a new country and have someone, a friend who could like help me out and talk to me and teach me the lay of the land and that from like a local's point of view, not from a foreigner, an expat's point of view, from an actual local Chinese person's point of view. So like, and we just grew really close. We got so close over the years, and she is the person it hurt me most to say goodbye to, without a doubt, and that's who the song is about. Sorry That I Left You. I mean, you know, and it was emotional. We were driving to the airport, and at one point she hit me, and she's like, "Talk," because we were driving in silence. I think we both knew, because if we tried to get a sentence out, then our voices would crack. It was just so emotional. Like, it was ridiculously sad. Honestly, it's probably the saddest thing I've ever done in my life. It hurt me to do. We got to the airport, and you know, checked in, and then we just had time to wait until my number was called, and we just sat down in the airport, just like hugging and just talking and just, you know, just like reminiscing and, you know, saying all the things that you say when you're about to leave somebody who means like the world to you. And it feels like, because I was pushed there, you know, because it was because of the pandemic and the visa situation. It was because of all these things that were seemingly out of my control, which meant in a way I had to leave. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but it was, yeah. My hand was forced more than it was moving of my own free will, if you will. So it was sad. And then when the flight got called for boarding, like, we had one more hug. It was crazy emotional, right? I swear down, I lost a lot of water from the face. And I gave her one final hug, and I went to line up. And it just felt like, I just felt deflated. I was like, she's gone. I don't get to see her as casually as I did anymore. I don't get to hang out with her and have dinner with her every week or something. Can't play badminton anymore. You know, it sucked. I felt horrible. And I stood in the queue, and I turned around, and she was still there. She was standing there. She was going to wait and watch me go through the gate, actually go out of sight. And I loved that. It warmed me. It was still sad, but I liked that she was still with me. And you know, and I was walking up, and I got to the front of the queue. And it had taken a while. There'd been problems in front, and she'd text me, and I'd read the message. She was like, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh no, it's okay, I'm going through now." I sent the message back to her, and I looked, and she was looking down at her phone, and she looked up and saw me and waved again, and then it took a bit longer, and she messaged me again just as I got to the front. And then I replied to her, and they let me through. And I turned back, and I could see her, but she was looking down at her phone, and it was like, it terrified me. I was like, no, you have to look up. You have to watch me walk out there. You can't look up and me be gone. Like, that can't happen. It's like, we need the final thing. You need to make eye contact with me and wave just before I go through that gate. And I was panicked because she was looking at her phone, and I know I had to walk towards the gate. I couldn't hold it up, but she did. She looked up. She looked up at the end, and I saw her just before I went, and it calmed me. And then I went through, and I just cried on the other side for like a long time. But yeah, literally, that's what the song's about. Like, that's the story of the song. Like, if you listen to the lyrics in the song, that's what I'm recapping. That's what I'm talking about. Saying goodbye to my friend in the airport in Shenyang. And God, it killed me. Like, it did, and I miss her. I love her. Bless you. I'm not going to say her name in case she gets shy. I've already told her that the song's kind of about her. But yeah, like, and it's because, you know, she had trouble in her life at the time. There was more stuff going on, and it's like, one of the last things I said to you is like, I'm sorry that I'm leaving you now. I'm sorry that I'm leaving you now. God bless her. And one of the things she said to me, actually, I'm not going to repeat that. So the lyrics to this song: sorry that I left you when I left you. No, I loved you since I met you. When I missed you, like I can't explain, it's mental. Self-explanatory, right? Ever since we parted ways, unhooked that charged embrace, glanced at your face, tried to engrave it in my temple. Self-explanatory, right? Ever since that we broke that hug, ever since that powerful hug, ever since we let that go. I looked at your face, and I tried to remember it. I tried to embed it there. I tried to save that memory. Flashbacks of all the time we'd hang, chat, walk and dine, laugh at, all we'd find every day was special. Yeah, that's it. Flashbacks. Every time we'd go out, we'd hang out, we'd do whatever. It didn't matter. It never mattered what we'd done as long as we were with each other. Comfort. I'm sorry that I left you when I left you. And that's it. It's that kind of relationship. Doesn't matter what you do. You just want to see that person. Doesn't matter if you stand outside a shop for half an hour, or you sit down and have a coffee or a meal in a restaurant, or you just go for a walk, or it doesn't matter, right? We never watch the future further than the next day or two. Guess I assumed that I could always play with you again. I mean, because we're two people who were born and raised in very different places on other sides of the world, and although I'm out there and I'm working, it's kind of we all kind of know that it's not so straightforward that we stay in this place and this ticks over as the rest of our lives. We all know there's so much stuff that can get in the way of that and change it, but we don't talk about it. We just enjoy the days we have and we get on with it. And, you know, but it comes up at some point, and it did come up, but I had to go. Yes, I assumed that I could always play with you. Grin widens at the thought of being let to stay with you, retracts when I realise I'm not able to. Yeah, and that's it. Because when I knew I was leaving, it was all like, well, you know, something happens, or maybe if this happens, I can stay. And then the excitement is because then I don't have to leave her. I can stay with her, and it'll be nice. Yeah, grin widens at the thought of being left to stay with you, retracts when I realise I'm not able to. But there was no fix. There was no way I could have stayed. So I never got to keep that smile of like being happy and thinking I get to stick around. Happiness disabled to obstruct mind state and mood. Yep, happiness it can't work. I've turned it off because I just can't deal with it, because it can't last. It's not fulfilling enough because the happiness is short-lived. It's a theoretical happiness because I know I have to go. Helpless as a baby shrew mashed against a saber-tooth. Straightforward. I actually questioned this line because the reality is like a baby shrew fighting a saber-tooth is a very one-sided battle, but then you could argue that the size of the baby shrew would mean that it's actually a harder battle for the saber-tooth due to but you know, the basics is that you've got an animal that me personally would not be scared of facing and would be terrified of facing. That's a contrast there. That's what I'm going for. Lacking any way to move, I can only aim to lose. Tears drop and stain the shoes that carry me away from you. There we go. Lacking any way to move, I can only aim to lose. That's it. Like, I feel like I'm not in control. I am moving, I'm walking in some way, but I'm not moving. I'm not choosing that. It's not my decision. And I can't move in the way I want to move. Tears drop and stain the shoes that carry me away from you. Self-explanatory. I walked away from her at the airport, bawling my eyes out. Right? That's straightforward. Self-explanatory, I think. Damn, I miss you like a stormtrooper, poor shooter. Hey, most quoted line of the song. Obviously, I haven't even watched Star Wars actually, but it's very common knowledge that stormtroopers are terrible shots. I miss you like a stormtrooper. I miss you like I miss you, and I miss you like I can't hit you like a stormtrooper. Poor shooter, because you know, yeah, I miss you like a stormtrooper. The stormtrooper is a poor shooter, so maybe I am also a poor shooter because I miss you too. Lacking you got me feeling torn and used up. Fair enough, when you're not here I feel horrible. Damn, I miss you like the deserts miss the rain. Everything but got me feeling like a sore loser. Some of you get that, some of you might not. I miss you like the deserts miss the rain is a song. It's a very old song from my childhood. I was not too familiar with it, but that line fell in naturally, and then I wondered what the name of the band was, and when I found out the name of the band was Anything But the Girl? Everything But the Girl. I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's too perfect. I missed you like the deserts missed the rain. Everything But the Girl got me feeling like a sore loser. I've lost and I'm not happy about it. So yeah, there's a song called Miss You. Well, there's a song that has the hook, I miss you like the deserts miss the rain, and it's sang by a group called Everything But the Girl. It's a reference there. Pop culture reference, perhaps. I don't know. Still telling jokes I wrote for your humour. Yep. Still, I knew what could make her laugh. I knew when something happened, I knew the sentence or the way I could say a sentence that would get a response out of her. We knew each other on that level, and I still sometimes try and tell jokes, and I know that she would have laughed. I know that she would have enjoyed that joke, whereas sometimes other people don't. So yeah, it's like I've tailored myself to her. Still floating around day to day, wishing I could talk to you. Self-explanatory, yes, I am. But now the greater space lays before you, and I'm the other side, walking blind as I call to you. Now the greater space lays, the distance is the greater space. China to England. Hey, and I'm on the other side, walking blind as I call to you. I'm on the other side, I'm over here, and I'm feeling the same way, and I feel lost, and I can't see anything. I don't know where I'm going, because it's just the brokenness of not having you around. Hey, I could really use a hug, you know. Yep, I really need a hug. I'm trying to shout to you. I'm trying to get my voice to carry all the way across the world. Words spluttered, rogue, eyes streaming like a busted nose. There we go. My words are choked and like we couldn't speak in the car. It was hard to talk, and my eyes are streaming like about my nose popped. They're just flowing. Rough and cold, not a good time to get up and go, touch my toes, try and fall face down like buttered toast. There we go, rough and cold, not a good time to get up and go. It's like the whole thing, it feels like it's wrong, it doesn't feel right, it feels unnatural, it feels like distressing. I don't enjoy it. Rough and cold, not a good time to get up and go, touch my toes, I try and fall face down like buttered toast. Yeah, because you in that situation, you don't like it, but you know it's all you can do. So you try and cope with it as best you can. You just think, all right, no, I don't like it, but it has to be this. This is what it is. You're a grown up, do it, get on with it. So you go, but I couldn't manage it and it broke. I fell down, face first, like buttered toast reference. I'm but a ghost in scruffy clothes, a rusted soul with stunted growth. Self-explanatory, no? I'm a shell of a human. I'm a shell of a human inside and outside. Drifting round this ruptured globe, trying to find a loving home. There we go, I'm flying away. I'm flying away from what feels like home to a place that maybe used to be home. I'm going through some places that I've never been before. It's this whole thing of like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why do I keep leaving the people that mean so much to me? Trying to find a loving home and failing miserably, but mustn't hold grudges close. I can't be angry about my failures. Can't be angry about my failures. My fault. Or if I want to put blame on other people, I can't do that. Can't be angry. Because yeah, I left. Never think I don't love you though. That's it. Self-explanatory, surely. And then the hook again. That took longer than expected. I hope that was interesting. Be good.